Hello, hello. My name is Steph. If you'd like to come on in, have a seat for some inspiration and symbolic support. The other day, we dropped some ink on the scroll, and as promised, we are going to flip it for perspective possibilities, scrying for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. We'll add on some tarot and oracle, and where ghosty here is, we have GhostTube kicking for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further add to our auric adventures. Overall, please do receive a release freely. If you are new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome home. I appreciate your time, attention, and awareness. Truly, your presence is powerful, as well your perspective. So, thank you for being you. Let's go. All right, I'm going to take a moment to open up and just kind of cleanse my palate, but you don't have to. Taking a nice deep breath, closing the eyes, cleansing the palate of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of anyone here at any time. Thank you for being my muse, and may you meet a message with meaning. All right. You're welcome to take a screenshot, personal use only, so you can scry later. Feel well to share below what you see, sense, or feel. Drop an emoji. Any interactions with the channel is appreciated. Okay, I'm going to take it. Clovers. Crimson and clovers, over and over. Because that's what I'm hearing. Clubs. And a cauldron. I got a recipe going on here. What's happening? There is a cardinal. The bird, doesn't have to be, but the way I'm seeing it is a cardinal. Chirp, chirp. Red. It's the color red. That's very, very important. This is emerging from, I think, the other side, if I recall, already too lucid liminally to remember. Was there something about manifesting? Okay, manifesting and magic. I will receive that. It seems easy enough. I don't know that the lighting will allow it to come through. My shadow gets all up in the space here too. But there is white up here, like coming out. Steamed. It's like spiritual distilling. This cardinal has something to say. I feel like it comes out of, like if you saw a pot like boiling over, or that kind of ice?
Portal.
Like almost like a fog machine. Dry ice. Anyway, it's like bellowing over and over and over, but this smoke, fog, steam turns into something tangible, and whatever a cardinal might mean to you, or something in that air. I'm gonna get my scryacle out here. There's something happening right in there. Oh, I think I'm seeing it change from steam manifesting in your material world. That's what I'm seeing. That's the process right there. Yeah, I can say it's like, you're looking at me. I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at you. Sorry, not sorry, but I'm looking at you. It's just, there's also a squawking of a duck or a goose or a geese or something along that lines right in here. A squawking. But they're friends. I'm hearing it as a squawk because I'm not necessarily understanding the tone, the language. Like, I know like my family's lineage is, or heritage is, Polish. So sometimes in a conversation it sounds like we're yelling. We are yelling, or we're at a volume, but we're not yelling. We just, if we get excited, or if there's passion, or if it's like, do you know what I mean? So that's kind of what it feels like. I don't know if I'm sure every culture or kind of family dynamics has something along that line, something about communicating where it looks. Ooh, but it's not. They know each other. They know what's going on, even though they're two different species, but they're both in the bird family. So maybe they're not different species. But anyway, you get the gist. Yeah, they know each other. There's also a crab in here. This crab is bringing, the crab is the cauldron. The crab is the cauldron. So it's something I very, very much so care about, that I'm cooking up in this cauldron. I feel like the cauldron has, as a symbol, means more to somebody, or very, very specifically to somebody, than I, Steph, could draw in. I don't know if it is something from your family, or if it's a good old-fashioned education reading, but I feel like the symbol cauldron can or maybe mean something more than meets the eye. There's also like cast iron. You know how you're like supposed to wash cast iron a specific way? There's something about that with the cauldron. Now, it doesn't have to be a cauldron if you are working with recipes, conjuring, manifesting, whatever the case may be. That seems to be the air of what this is. And I don't know why, but that's coming through, because I don't actually know the right way per chef's land to clean a cast iron. I would, yeah, anyway. There is a sword here. Just the blade is all I'm seeing. Just the sword blade. I'm also seeing pickleball. Yeah, very specifically pickleball, and I've never played. And oven mitts. Oven mitts. Preparing to take something out of the oven. Okay, let's start adding on some tarot and oracle. Okay. This cauldron is turning into a candy dish. And I feel like I could open this candy dish. Now, this candy dish could also be a jewelry box, but I'm going to go with candy dish for a second. And I feel like I can kind of go in and enjoy like one by one. Okay. In the Cave of Ice, we have here choices. If any of the artistry, card number 3, if anything is standing out to you, please follow that. What are the words? Enodia of the Crossroads. Ice. That's in the Cave of Ice. In the Cave of Winds is 44, Asteria Dreams. And behind that is Strength, 14. Leona, the lioness. I shouldn't try and pronounce words, but maybe it's comical, and that's cool.
Morning.
Morning. Cave of Hearthfires is obstacles of the heart. We'll get to them in just a minute. Cave of Rivers is 8.
Tell me about
Petunia
it.
Theron, Lady of the Wild Beast Nature, in Psychopomp Soul Guide of Transition. This was prominent on the other side that somebody did pass. And maybe I am like making choices how I'm moving through grief. Grief in the traditional way, perhaps, of the loss of a partner, pet, person, job, condolences, and so many hugs. But I also want to note, I feel like I am... It's like seeing that cardinal come out, but taking a moment to see where it comes from. Him? Transmuting it by making choices to... It's almost like I want to say connect to it deeper.
Over here.
Because I wouldn't spend time on something I didn't care about deeply. Back to the crab. Cave of Earth. Thank you. Zeus honors. Okay. On the bottom is fear, the grim. I'm going to grab a talisman for the center. Okay. Interesting that on the bottom was fear, and it kind of looked like Medusa. And this is in stone. Was it the other side, the OG other side? I can't remember now. It was like talking about the, I'll put the link below in the description box, like a chastity belt on the root and the higher root chakras and up. I think you've made a choice to deal with something, even to grieve the grievances of maybe okay, Medusa's like the cauldron. It means something more. Even if I could verbatim, like pretend I could put here Medusa, I feel like you have an intimate relationship to the meaning of that in regards to some sort of relationship resonance, relationship to a person, place, or thing. It's something to do. And like the chastity belt that was coming off, this has the same feel, but now I'm breaking free out of the concrete mold. Okay, thank you. So then I come into here of what I'm thinking, and I have the strength. It's almost like it's been my dream to break out of this mold. The mold also being the cast iron, and being really grateful for said abilities
Gerald.
to mold things into containers that can contain your dreams. That's already here, but it's like through the heart. And this is why even with the crab of the heart, this chastity belt that I didn't see from the OG other side, but it was almost like that was the point, like the tug of war. And this is it's almost like release the hounds of your heart. Can I write that down? Releasing the hounds of the heart. This is not in... I'm not coming out angry. Again, if this is grief or just a shadow work that you're doing, or whatever the case is, psychology work that you're doing, this isn't like I'm coming out like release the hounds of the heart. And rah. This feels like assuming a breed of a dog is dangerous, but the environmental conditions that it's been through, have a part in that responsibility, right? So anyway, I don't know if that was a great example, but hopefully you know what I'm saying. I'm going to release this hounds of my heart, but they're not rabid. They're not even angry. They might be a little sad as we're moving through cleaning up and distilling whatever this is for you and for I.
How are you?
But they're blessed pets and power animals kept coming forward. Like they're so friendly. But even that, like, have you ever, or at least me, the sentiment can make me cry. Like it's just so powerful that I'll start weeping, and people might be like, what's wrong? Why are you crying? It's such a beautiful thing. Or why are you crying? What's wrong? It's like there's nothing wrong. It's just like these beasts that just love and want to be loved are free they're free. My heart has a freedom. This is exactly how it feels, because I've broken free from this. Some sort of chastity belts. And the Psychopomp Soul Guide, transition in the nature, card number 8. Interesting. And if I use transition 9 minus 1 to bring it to the 8, there's 3 heads here, there's 3 heads there, and even with the 2 lions, and there's 3. You might have felt, depending on if this is again messages for one, thank you for holding space for this one portion to come through, there might have been like other lifetimes where you were or have felt energetically or sacrificed or chained because of your power, because of your ability that was harnessed and cultivated in that lifetime. And while it's seeps through, if chosen, I see you over there, because it's part of your nature. And from passing on, so if somebody has passed on, please know that they are in their state of nature. Coming back to in the one self, if you're resonating through the mythology of your own lifetimes, if I may. Seems like the best way to say it. I'm not trying to discredit it by saying mythology. I'm meaning it very meaningfully. The mythology of your history and your knowings of how you've transitioned lifetime over lifetime. It could be the last 3 or 6 prominent lifetimes that you have been unlocking this chastity belt, or I don't want to say curse, because that's not what it is. the fact that it happened or was accepted means that there was a benefit to both sides somewhere, but nonetheless you are in the space
Chair.
to free it. And you've done so by like reclaiming this honorably, because there's absolutely a way to do this not honorably. I kind of come back to the cast iron thing. Some people know and some people don't. Or if you buy a cast iron skillet and you don't bother to research the responsibility of having such a container, certain things will come up in the use of it. Or you might have an ill opinion of how it cooks because really it's not being used to its clear requirements of sorts for it to, do you know what I'm saying? Oy vey, I apologize if I'm butchering it, but hopefully you get it. Concealment, because there was something I think in this lifetime specifically that was, see, this is the thing, I don't want to say it was actually hidden from you, because you had an inkling all along, but it's like to connect all the dots of this takes so much strength. I'm not talking about physical strength, just energy of the emotions, energy in general to spend time on it. When the rest of the material world, we got things to do, places to be, and that's all beautiful. We're not, it's meant to be here in this material realm, not to shun the material realm and disengage from it. It is to engage in it. Okay. Okay.
Is this yours?
Crimson and Clover's coming back in as Eternal Charisma's coming in. And there's that Monarch butter. I think it's Monarch. I see it as a Monarch butterfly. Finding love and courage. Even if this is self-love or saying, yeah, I love what I do for a living. I love my cast iron cauldron. So sorry. Not sorry at all. And if I recall, Lovers was on the other side as too. So there's very much so this union. You know this. You've known something about it. Maybe you thought there's a part of your book of love, Akashic, your shadow scrolls, whatever the case is, was hidden from you. Maybe it was. Can't deny. Maybe at some point in time it was, but was it hidden in plain sight? Right? What was it? Husband and I were just talking about that. It was like right there, but because we weren't looking for it, neither one of us could acknowledge that that's what it was. So anyway, so maybe something about radar and radiating of the heart. And then you get to open and read this. It's almost like now the story starts to make sense and put pieces together. And while the pieces are being put together, like the animals of my heart, these power animals maybe that also protect the heart, like, but now I feel like they're freed. This Medusa freedom, and what was concealed before is no longer concealed. And whatever this is, before I let you go, sorry, my nose is so itchy in this read. Because of the courage that you had to go through this, it's almost like walking through a dangerous landscape where nature, giraffes and elephants and big things dominate, you know, and you had to tread mindfully, carefully, and awaringly to maneuver maybe some just big energies, or at least they presented themselves very large. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you with this. I feel like I'm just like, woo. Thank you for being you. I'm gonna say in a weird, strange way, you've graduated this with honors, and I feel like you should be really, really proud. At least I'm really, really proud. I'm really, really proud. It's like the lion at the end when he gets his courage in the Wizard of Oz. Like he had it all along. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. And until next time, so much love. Bye. Cutting the deck. Overcoming fear. Growth of energy.
Stop.
Stop right there. Safe travel. Don't tell me it goes to.